Hello, Erin here from Team Zend Out. Welcome to Gemini season and welcome to the Zend Out IGTV channel. So I'm hopping on today to talk about the energy of Gemini. So Gemini season started last week around May 20th. And this is a really beautiful energy that's here to help us open our minds, to help us build bridges and communicate with each other and connect with each other. So in this video, I'm going to pull a card for us to share a message from Gemini energy. Got my tarot deck here. And I'm also going to talk about what Gemini is all about, the planetary ruler of Gemini, and how you can find Gemini in your chart and work with Gemini energy. And you know, whether you have Gemini planets in Gemini in your chart, or you have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, one of those like 3 core placements, we all are honorary Geminis during Gemini season. So we're all feeling into the Gemini energy, and it's really beautiful. Like we get to tap into the energy of each of the signs throughout the year, whether we have that placement strongly in our chart or not. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and to me, Mercury is this planet of communication. It's clever and light and witty and sort of flitty energy, kind of like this. It's a messenger planet, and so Mercury is here to connect, and it's here with a message. In Gemini season, we get to work with that energy, that Mercury rulership, bringing us into this mental space and all of the magic that we can create here with the mind and with the voice and with the throat. So to me, at its soul-centered level, you know, Gemini asks us to share our voice. It asks us to bring a message forward from the heart, from the soul, and share it with our voice. It asks us to build bridges of connection between other people, between ideas. It asks us to really engage our minds, and so we can do that in so many ways, right? We can take in information, we can share information, we can dedicate this time to learning and to our curiosity. It really asks us to create connections with love, with what's happening right here in our neighborhood. Gemini really rules the local area, and also to create connections through love and communication. Gemini rules the Lovers card in the tarot, and so we can really see this here. Gemini is symbolized by the twins, and with the Lovers card, we see this reflection of duality with the twins. We see self reflected in other. We see the ways that we are alike, and we see the ways that we are different. We see the parts of ourselves that perhaps we are not so comfortable with or so well acquainted with, and when they're reflected back to us through another person, they might feel triggering, or they might bring something up in us. They might bring up envy. And so other person acts as a mirror. The set of twins, the other person, can really show us and teach us so much about ourselves. When we work with Gemini energy, we learn to unite duality, and we learn to remember that that duality is not actually real, that it's all just us. That we are all one, even in our separateness and our individuality. Like, both can be true. So again, there's a bit of conflict there. So Gemini is also associated with the Magician card in the tarot. And when we think about the Magician card, we can see that in the traditional Pamela Coleman-Smith Rider-Waite deck, the Magician is a channel. You can picture this card as the Magician with one arm pointing up, the other arm pointing down. So we're channeling and we're making manifest in the physical world. We're pulling down the ethereal, the idea space, the spirit space, and we're letting our bodies, our hearts, be a channel for that vision, for that creative energy, to really bring something down into the physical plane. So that feels so mercurial and so Gemini to me. So thinking about some ways that you can connect with this energy could be about creating something, about connecting with someone, taking a walk around your neighborhood, sharing a message or having a conversation that you've been wanting to have for a while but have maybe been feeling scared of. And speaking of conversation, this brings up sort of the potential shadow energy of Gemini. All signs have a shadow energy, shadow expression, right? And shadow is not to say bad either. It's just another part of the energy. And we can decide whether we want it or not. But at a shadow level, Gemini might stay on the surface and be afraid to penetrate deep. Sort of a stereotype of Gemini would be dabbler, sort of like jack of all trades, master of none, like dabbling in everything, but not really going deep into anything. And I think it's only our judgments and projections that tell us that that's a bad thing, to know a little bit about a lot. Like maybe that's absolutely fine and perfect for you. But if you're wanting to have depth, Gemini can tend to stay more on the surface. And so we can play with this energy now. And there's other signs, right, that can take us deeper, that can take us into more depth beneath the surface, like Scorpio energy. Gemini can also fear going deep. And so if that's coming up for you as well, you can just work with that. I feel that in myself right now. I feel the Gemini energy sort of pulling me back up to the surface, bringing in a little more lighthearted energy, a little more play energy, and a little bit of fear of plunging back into the depths and into shadow, where I've spent a lot of time, and I think many of us have spent a lot of time throughout this pandemic and everything that's going on. So I think now I'd like to let you know how you can find Gemini in your chart. So definitely check out the blog post at zendout.com/blog for more detailed instructions about working with Gemini in your specific birth chart. But you want to look at any planets that you have in Gemini. You want to look at the house that Gemini rules in your chart. And you want to look at the sign that rules your third house, which is the Gemini house. And so this can be really complex, but you can start here, and all of these different placements are going to give you a glimpse into a different layer of how Gemini energy manifests in your life and in yourself. So I'm going to pull a card now for a message from Gemini energy. So I'm just going to shuffle my deck and take a deep breath here. So the message that I have from Gemini is the Six of Wands. And what's really coming through for me here is that fire meets air is a wonderful combination. So how can you let air, the element of air, right, which is Gemini, stoke your inner fire this season? How can the energy of air, so what I mean by that is working with the mind, working with the voice, these are very air things, working with the energy of connection, help you wake up to your power, help stimulate your creative energy. Fire can be so many things. It can be power and passion, sexuality, creativity, bravery and courage. There are so many manifestations of fire, but really letting the energy of Gemini stoke that fire and wake up that fire within you is going to be really powerful this season. And Six of Wands is traditionally a card that takes us towards victory. It takes us towards what we desire. So this work, this beautiful sacred combination of fire and air, and tenuous combination as well of fire and air, is taking us further towards our desires, towards our dreams, towards the things that we are craving and waking up to wanting. So that feels like a really beautiful message, and this is the Lioness Oracle Tarot deck, if you are wondering what tarot deck I'm using. So if you want to get a specific flavor of that for yourself, you could use your own tarot or oracle deck and ask that same question and get another layer of information for you personally. So you might like to try that out. So thank you for being here. Wishing you a beautiful Gemini season. We love you. See you soon.